So in the heart of Portlandia, there is this restaurant, and it is basically where they've got this wonderful buffet full of a spread of beautiful sides, right? All of it, but they're all sides. No main entrees. But really, really good stuff. It's delicious food. I mean, they had like just all forms of different like mushrooms cooked in a bunch of different ways, and a bunch of like smoked salmon and all these like specialty meats and cheeses. Excuse me. We ate a bunch of weird food. And while we were there, we ate some delicious stuff. But the main draw is that there are these men walking around with sticks of skewered, grilled, and like charbroiled meats. Yes. They walk to your table and say, "Sir, do you want some of this?" Mm-hmm. And then you go, "Yes, of course." And then they cut it off for you, right? And it never ends until it does. Yeah. And I've heard, right, legends about this place and been so excited, like, man, I want to go. And Jacob and Celeste were telling us about it. And like, yeah, they went on their anniversary last year. And like, yeah, we should take you guys sometime. And we just didn't get around to it. And then they ran a special. Normally it's $69.
Nice.
To get a ticket into this buffet. And it was on sale for $37. So we're like, all right, we're going. We went with them. But that morning, we had gone in and talked to Celeste, met her at her office to just talk about some other stuff. And on the way, Perry and I went, hey, we really like blended chai. Let's go get a chai, right? So we go to get a chai, and it's delicious. But here's the problem. When you drink chai on an empty stomach, it gurgles. And I drink chai on an empty stomach. So you're already seeing why this is a you story. I drank some chai on an empty stomach, went in, met with Celeste, and we talked for about an hour, and I was like enjoying this blended chai, drank it all. And then while we're meeting with her, she's like, hey, we're going to this restaurant. You guys should come tonight. I'm like, wait, is this one of the few nights where we don't have something going on? We can go? Great. So we're going to go. So then she's like, great. All right. Meet us there at 4:00. So we have to go home. We've got a couple hours to get some stuff done. And then we're going to this restaurant and get all dressed up and go. So then I go, well, now I'm going to this buffet, and I want to get my money's worth, number one, even though it's on sale.
Yes.
And also, I want to be able to eat as much as I can, so I'm going to skip lunch. So then I just drink a lot of water throughout the day, also thinking I'm going to be eating a lot of meat. I don't want to get plugged up, right? So I need to really keep things moving.
Yeah.
Forgetting that I drank a chai that day, and that's probably going to shoot through me at some point. And what's up?
Side context. How long ago was this?
How long ago was this that this happened?
Yeah.
Like
3 weeks?
a month ago.
3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Perfect.
It was in August. It was the very beginning of August.
Thank you.
Why? Oh, yeah.
We're
You know a thing.
We're golden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to bring up.
I was just asking
did
time.
What?
Huh?
Continue.
So,
Proceed.
yeah. So, where was I? Try get a shoot through me at some point
tons of water.
at home, getting a few things done while we're in this. Now I'm in the prep stage, right? Because I got a big meal ahead that I don't want to waste. And I, before we make the drive, I go, let's just add something to the mix to help make sure that when I introduce all of this
Bricks of meat.
these bricks of meat, that everything is moving, right? And so it's like moving cogs, like one of those machines, right? That you put a car into and it's already rolling, right? And it just tears it apart. I don't have to worry about that meat plugging anything up because there's things that are moving, right? Gears are moving. So I ate a plum, specifically a prune plum, thinking like, I'm gonna just, that's a poop inducer. I'm gonna eat one of those. So did that. Then we drove to the restaurant, had a phenomenal time. The whole time it was great. Food was so good. I got some stories about it. They don't matter so much. I think I did tell them. I think that didn't get cut. But had a great time at the restaurant. Met some cool waiters. And it was funny, like experiencing how they try and cut you off when you're not supposed to be eating anymore. All that was great. We're there for about an hour and a half. We go to leave. During the dinner conversation, Perry's brother, Patrick, is sitting across from us. We don't see Patrick very much because he lives in Portland. And as I said before, we're not getting up there. So since he moved recently and he's been wanting to show us his apartment, he goes, hey, you guys haven't been up here yet. I can finally show you my cool apartment that I got recently. And we're like, oh yeah, we're already up here. Sure. And we've been meaning to get up here to see it. And he's like, cool. So after we're done, right, I'm going to go show you my cool apartment, right? And like, yeah, all right, we'll meet you there. So we finish the food. I get up and I'm like, whoa. As soon as I stand up, I realize I've been sitting this whole time, but when I stood up, everything moved.
Perry's just laughing, by the way.
Everything
off camera.
moved in there. And I think I'm going to have to go to the bathroom really bad. But it's
the pre-poop stage.
This is the warning moment.
Yeah.
And I didn't listen hard enough because I thought, but I'm sure that this terrible experience that I'm confident is on the horizon. I'm certain that it's an hour and a half out. And we've got an hour and 15-minute drive, and we're going to go down the block to see his apartment. So I'm probably fine to wait.
Yeah.
Wrong. As soon as we walked out of the restaurant, I thought I was going to die on the spot. So we start walking out, and Patrick's like, "Hey, come out. I'll ride with you because I walked, and I'll take you to the apartment." And so he gets in the car, and as we were walking to the parking garage, I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is the worst I've ever had to poop in my entire life, and it gets worse from here. Like this is so bad." Here's why I think you need to hear the story. You make fun of me for having never pooped my pants.
Oh yeah, is this the moment?
And
Oh,
I'm
yes.
walking through Portland towards the garage. And this is a fitting story for even our podcast because Jude's told some stories about pooping his pants while en route. So we get to the car, Patrick gets in, we get in, we head to his apartment, and the whole time I'm just like, just shaking, like my knees are shaking, like I'm driving. I haven't said anything to Perry yet. I'm just like, oh.
You're sweating.
Because this is already, I've probably been to this point in my life before where it's this bad and it's bad, right? And things are gurgling consistently. And Patrick and Perry are gabbing and we're all chatting and I'm just like,
Did the sweat start happening then?
sweat started.
Like,
yeah, dude.
And it's like there's poop sweats and there's meat sweats.
Oh, I was
And I'm
probably
guessing-
sweating as much then as I am right now in this
Okay,
room.
Perfect.
Yeah, which that should say something. For the listener, you don't understand, but it's muggy in here.
And everything feels like it's taking too long.
Yes,
Patrick, here, let me show you every page of my Pokemon collection.
So that's what happens, right? So we get to his apartment, we park, and then we go up there, and it's like, man, this is really nice. And you have moments of reprieve, where it gets so bad, but like, and then it's just I'm at the apex, and I know as soon as the apex passes, I'll have 5 minutes of nothing, and I'd be like, okay, we're good. And we're like, he goes like, oh, and this is the parking garage. I'm like, tell us about it so we can stand here for a minute. What's this parking garage? Why do you like it? Okay, we should go up to your apartment now because I can walk. And I haven't said anything of what the problem is. Finally, we get up there, and I haven't even mentioned it to Perry. And we're like looking around. It's a cool apartment. It's like a studio apartment. Like, it's important that as soon as you walk in, the bathroom is right there, real thin wall to the rest of the apartment because it's a studio apartment, right? And it's like, so I was hoping like maybe I can use his bathroom, but I don't want to blow it up. So if it's reserved enough, I can't. But it's an apartment. Got in there. It's not an option. So we're looking around, and also I was thinking like, how soon can we get out of this? But then I felt bad because we like never see Patrick, and I don't want him to feel like we walked in. We're like, cool, great. This sucks. We're leaving, Like, so I'm like,
Right.
we're going to give him the time he's due. And it's Perry's brother, right? Like, so we're looking around. He shows us his cool balcony. We were in there for 15 minutes, but it felt like just days of agony. And there were moments where I'm like holding out to the rail of the balcony, and I don't like balconies. Like, it just freaks me out. And I'm just like, and then he turns around to like point at the vast expanse, and I look at Perry like, she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, so bad. And so every time he looks away, I'm like, Patrick, it's really nice in here. Finally, we're able to leave. And Patrick goes, I got to get you out of the parking garage, so I'll ride with you. I'm like, great. He gets in the car. As soon as we get out of the parking garage, I'm like, well, so you could probably get out now, right? He's like, yeah, great. Kick him out. Perry, find me a bathroom right now, right? Like, it got so serious so quick. Find me a bathroom right this second. And I'm just like, I'm probably yelling without realizing, just find me a bathroom right now. I have to go. And I'm just driving, like I'm leaving the parking garage. I'm just driving in the direction towards what will get me home. It's somewhere between here and home. I need a bathroom. We start going, hit I-5, and I'm like, a rest stop. A rest stop is probably best because what I'm going to do is going to be a brutal murder in there. So I don't want to go into a grocery store. I don't want to go into a restaurant. I don't want to go anywhere where anyone could possibly hear me. And I don't want to go anywhere where someone might immediately use it and know it was me. So rest stop. That's what I want. Rest stop. She's like, okay, rest stop. She Google Maps, rest stop. She's like, I found one. It's only 2 miles away. And in my head, I'm thinking, I was very certain that the closest rest stop was like the one north of Wilsonville, which is easily 30 minutes away. But I was just praying that there'd be one sooner. But then she says 2 miles. I'm like, well, that won't even be out of like Portland proper.
Oh, okay.
2 miles? What is this? She goes, it says stop. It says stop and rest. I'm like, okay. And I go, stop and rest? Does it? But I don't care, right? We're driving. She goes, all right, it says take this exit. I'm taking the exit. But rest stops, they are the exit.
Yeah.
Right? There's no rest stop inside.
No.
I take the exit and I'm driving through trees and I see just a long corridor road. And she goes, it says it's a quarter mile up the road on the right. And I'm like, I can see a quarter mile.
We've lost precious time.
I can see. And now the nightmare is not only are we not finding one, we've wasted time not finding it. I see a quarter mile up the road. There's not one. I'm just praying. I hope I just don't see it. I'm so clouded in misery. I can't see it. turn right here. Turn into a gravel parking lot, nothing. Gravel lot, nothing. There's like some building, there's maybe a government building nearby. We're kind of on the outskirts of Portland. And then a wooden fence, and behind it some shacks. I'm like, and I just went, this is a rest stop. Where are we? And did I take the wrong direction? She goes, no, it says it's right here. I'm like, this isn't it. And I'm already whipping around like to leave. I'm like, just find something else. And then it dawns on me when I look over and see over that wooden fence, it's a series. It's rows of small, identical little shacks. This is one of those places where they set up those oases for homeless people. It's a stop and rest. It's a place where you know what Jude and I lived in for a little while? They set those up, just one of those in Salem, where it's like, hey, you're homeless, we're gonna give you housing, and they're just closets for them to sleep in. It's one of those places. So I'm like, I can't even go here, right? Like, I'm not wanted here, and I don't even know if they even have bathrooms here. This is just a place where you're homeless, you're a vagrant, you just walk through, you walk through and you have a place to sleep. It's like, honey, it didn't say rest stop, it said stop and rest. It's like, well, it makes sense. So we're driving, we're leaving. I'm like, just find anything at this point. Now it doesn't have to be a rest stop. It can be a grocery store. It can be a whatever. And we finally stumble across a gas station, pull in, and I go, well, we're still kind of in Portland. I don't want you waiting in the car, because that seems dangerous. So you're coming in with me. But it's a gas station, so just buy something while we're in there. And I go, book it straight to the bathroom, right? And I'm in there long enough where it's like, it's an unfortunate experience. It's not fun. Every time she tells the story, she says, and he was in there forever, which I don't really appreciate.
And she talks about how she was just like looking at gummy bears.
Yeah, she's like, well, what am I supposed to do? It's a small gas station convenience store too, so it's just like, how am I going to not look like I'm stealing something? So she just stared at gummy worms for a long time. And then finally, we go to leave and don't buy anything. We just walk, and I'm like, let's go. She stared at gummy worms, right? You didn't buy anything, right? Sure, we bought gummy worms. I'm wrong. I do remember, because I remember looking at the guy and just hoping there was no knowing stare, like that he knew what I did. It was a bad experience, but no, I did not poop my pants. It still hasn't happened yet, Matt. It still hasn't happened.
Still time.
Because it's more like sudden. You're just like, ooh.
It was, dude. As soon as I got up, I was like, oh, this is going to be in about an hour and a half. But then I walked the 20 feet out of the restaurant, and then it hit me.
No, not that. Like, you felt it and you could control it. I'm talking about, like, you chant something and you get more than you bargain
See,
for.
that's what I've talked to you about. Like, the reason you've pooped your pants is because you're willing to chance things.
Right, I'm very adventurous.
Yes.
Like, well, no, one time I had 8 bowls of hot and sour soup because I make hot and sour soup, but my family doesn't like it, so I'm like, I'll eat it all. And and then I was feeling it. I was laying on the couch, and someone was coming over, I think, or outside. And so my dog got really excited, and then jumped on the couch and landed on my stomach, and it was just like whoopee cushion style.
Yeah. So there's that.
Style.
After eating some funky foods, I thought you guys deserved that story.
Man.
Jude, I hope will appreciate it. He's not the only one now that has talked about just some moments like that in his life. It was, but I will say it's the closest I have ever been. And
I wish I was there. I would have tickled you.
I forgot an important key moment. While in the car.
Oh, yes.
While in the car, after the failure of my wife's navigational system, I'm suffering so badly. And so now at this point, it's like she decided to make a concession. Like, oh, honey, I'll give you this, right? And I'm like, I'm actually hurting. Like, I'm dying, right? Like, oh, this is so bad. Oh, just roaring into the night. And we're looking for a place to go. And she goes, pretend this is your knee.
Yeah.
Honey, sometimes it's okay to just have an accident. And I go, what? Are you telling me right now to poop in your car? And I want you to go on this mental journey with me. If I say the words, are you telling me right now to poop in your car? And the words that come back to me are anything other than no. It's the wrong answer, right? It is, because then she goes, well, sometimes. No! There's no well sometimes. And it's my car now, too, since we're married. I'm not pooping on the seat. Like, I'm not sitting in it for the next hour or two because I know what this is going to be like. I am understanding the preliminary messages of the consistency of it.
I'm not Matt. I'm not Jude. I won't sit in that.
Yeah. It was surprising. I won't do it. Like, I'm not going to. If it happens, it happens. But I'm not going to go, I got to do it. No.
I would never do that.
I know.
I'd get out of the car.
Yes. I'm like, but knowingly, I'm like, no. It's not, and also that's no longer the definition of accident. I did that. Like, you're telling me to do it. That's not even an accident. So that was probably one of the better moments.